Welcome to the Unenlightened Podcast. It's all things football in today's podcast. I had Subbu and Bharat on for this one, two really close friends of mine. I expect this podcast to be of value to anyone who watches football, but I'm also fairly certain that people who aren't football fans are going to be completely lost with this one. I do want listeners to be forewarned about the contents of each episode. I do want to create multiple ways in which you will be able to classify my content and hence only consume the content that's relevant to you. The website will list all episodes classified by content. If you're listening to the episodes on Anchor, tags will be attached indicating what to expect from each episode. On all other platforms, I will be leaving a description with each episode with a summary of what to expect. Okay. This episode was actually the first one we recorded. So despite the episode being more than 10 days old, I think all of what we say here still holds true. Not much has been happening in the world if you've noticed. I really enjoyed recording this one. I expect to have these guys back on very soon. Without further delay, I bring you episode 2 of the podcast.
Okay.
Okay, Subbu, would you like to weigh in?
Wait. Okay, so I would like to get this started off by talking about how the entire pandemic situation has affected our lives, especially the football side of things or the sport side of things. We have been without football for like five weeks now almost. So, um, how has that affected your lives?
Yeah, I'll start here. I think it's been really frustrating. Uh, my weekends seem 24 hours longer, and it's hard to not have football in our lives. Uh, I guess I actually miss the Champions League more as compared to the national leagues all across Europe. Purely for the reason that it was halfway through the knockout stages, and certain teams were precariously poised to actually get the kick out, namely Real Madrid, Juventus, uh, and not to mention Liverpool were already out of it. So it was. Uh, uh, I actually had hope that we would uh, continue to see some action initially when the Serie A started, organizing games, under a closed roof with just the players. Um
I
that
personally
game
think that should
between,
never happen. I,
well,
I
yeah,
think playing under the closed roof is
yeah. I
it's
mean,
just dumb. It's just
yeah,
wrong.
it's unfair to fans, but I mean, you at least get the minimum, the bare minimum, I guess, to watch
Right.
football on television. So I
I
mean,
think it just affects the outcome, right? Like going to a place like Borussia
yeah,
Dortmund and having no fans, that's just a huge handicap for them. So I think it's kind of unfair, even in footballing terms. But yeah, like talking more about how this has affected me as a person, like I feel like there's just a lot less to talk about. I almost have. I just realized that most of my friends, uh, or most of my conversations with friends are s- based on sports. So I just have nothing to say to people a lot of the time.
yeah,
So that's been weird, but yeah,
yeah. I
it's
mean,
like a huge part that's gone.
it's
Sure,
yeah,
sure as well. We've been sharing a lot of memes about all these things, though. I mean, that's the only thing that we've got right now.
yeah. I guess yeah, that's not stopped. Yeah, I mean, we actually don't realize that football is so integral in our lives, especially right now, and it takes something of this magnitude to sort of uh, you know uh, make us realize that, which is, I mean, uh, it sort of gives us or throws some light on the fact that a game can be so influential uh, for all the right reasons, obviously. And I really, really do hope we resume the season at some point. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, my summer is going to be even worse, to say the least.
Okay, so that's a good starting point right there. Like to get into what you guys think should actually happen about
Mhm.
this season. Um, do you have your opinions, Bharat?
Yeah, I mean, they are trying to bring the league back in June, provided the whole situation has subsided, the pandemic situation. But being a Liverpool fan, all that I can hope is for us to at least play two more games, because that's all it would take for us to win the league. But yeah, I mean, the Premier
What
League
if you
is.
lose the two?
I mean, I'll be hopeful for another two more games. I mean, we've still got like what, eight more games left, eight or seven more games left,
Yeah,
or
I'm
more
not
than
sure.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So I mean, plus the Premier League is facing a lot of losses because of all the streaming rights and everything. So I'm sure at some point, even they would want to complete the season. I mean, nobody would
yeah,
want an unfinished season ever. So
absolutely.
if you look at the
Mm.
bright side, the players are getting enough rest now. So that's kind of a good thing. If you, I mean, yeah, like people like Hazard can grow fatter, but but
Wow, that was below the belt. Okay, I'm listening.
but still, yeah, if you look at the players, the players are getting a lot of rest, which they haven't been getting for a long time now due to the busy schedule that they've been having, mainly the Premier League players. So, but yeah, at some point, I really hope they bring back the league, probably in June, provided the whole situation subsides in May.
Yeah,
Okay, but I don't want to pretend like I'm the expert in the pandemic situation here, but uh, I don't expect the lockdowns, at least in Europe, to end before May,
Hmm.
and I think it's being too hopeful for
yeah,
the season to start in June,
yeah,
especially if they want. Maybe they could, maybe they could get it behind closed doors, but
Hmm.
I I heard this. I saw this interesting video on this where the sheer amount of people that are required to conduct a Premier League match, like just stewards and like uh, your linesmen, your referees,
yeah. The
and
backroom
of
staff and
course
all
you
that.
need to have the entire media there
Yeah,
if you want to telecast it. And if you want uh, the season to resume as normal, and you want this to be happening all around of all around England, that's like you multiply that by 20 because there's like 20 stadiums. So I saw this one suggestion that I thought was pretty good, where like they suggested having one stadium, having the same staff for all the matches, and every team kind of stays in that city and plays out all their matches in a span of like 2 to 3 weeks. So they play like Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and they just like power through the entire season in like 3 to 4 weeks, and they're all staying in the same city and they're playing in the same stadium. So it's way fewer people involved and way easier to like quarantine them in case something goes wrong because it's not all over the place.
yeah,
I thought that was kind of an interesting idea, but again, it goes back to my older point. Like I don't think football should be played behind closed doors, and no matter what we disagree on, I think Bharat will agree with me that Anfield has been a huge advantage for you guys, and playing outside of that might be, yeah, it's kind of like a handicap, right?
It
yeah,
is, but I don't know. I mean, at this point, given the situation, I think we should prioritize on finishing the season, so that, because a lot of results are really important to so many teams, like
yeah.
not just
That's
Liverpool, not
absolutely
just
true.
Liverpool, like
Yeah,
I'm talking about teams that are facing relegation, teams that need
yeah.
to qualify for Champions League and Europa League.
Big time. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Mm.
I mean, I would vote for the closed doors, because at least we get some sort of a conclusion, a closure to the season. So
yeah.
let's see.
I mean, one alternative that I can think of would be probably truncate the season, reduce the number of games. Let's say everyone stops at 35 instead of 38. Uh, so you pretty much let every Premier League team play 35 games, and
How would that be fair? Like some teams would not face stronger opposition then.
Yeah,
well,
Liverpool
I
wouldn't
mean,
face
if it's going to
Chelsea.
be a trade-off between, sacrificing injuries or players' health over, I mean, 2 games a week, fine. Three is pushing it. Anything more than three is ludicrous. Also, you have to evaluate what's going to happen to Champions League, Europa League. I think they have a lot more
No, I don't.
precedence in terms of money.
Really, like that's a surprising thing. Like I feel like the knockout tournaments, I don't feel like any club loses anything there. At least there's no long-term consequence. You just miss out on a trophy. But if you don't complete the league, there's like
No, so
relegation, there's promotion, so
Mhm.
yeah,
there's
I'm
a lot
talking in
more at
the
stake there.
perspective of UEFA and football as a business. This isn't pertaining to
Oh, okay.
what an individual team's going to lose in terms of credibility or winning trophies and all that. It's more the financial side of it, the administrative part of it that's going to take a huge hit. I mean, I think they've already lost 2-3 billion just in broadcasting. This is just the Champions League, round of 16. So
But I
it's
find that to be a shitty argument, though. Like, if you compare that, so it's basically putting up income versus people's health. So I don't think you should be that
no,
should
no,
be
no.
a
So
viable.
don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing for the championship. I'm just saying you keep, you decide to persist with something, you get it done all the way. As in, you don't sort of discriminate between league and Champions League. Or to add to Bharat's point, I mean, I would actually agree that the Premier League title winners, I'm deciding the Premier League title winners, or for that matter, any other league across Europe, uh, is as critical as determining who's going to be relegated or who's going to be qualifying for Champions League next season. Especially, in the case of, let's say, I guess the only team that are doomed are Man City, because the ban's not getting revoked, whatever happens. So
Hmm.
that's another. I mean, I guess that's another story for another day. But uh,
How are you sure of that?
I mean, for a start, everything stacked up against them. I think the first rule that was that they did not adhere to was the fact that the income generated by their main sponsors of their jersey Etihad is set to be 8% of the total revenue, which is uh, I don't know. I'm just searching for a word that sort of I don't know, symbolizes their ineptitude to actually contemplate a shirt sale or a jersey sale being 8% of such a huge club's
Is
revenue.
that
That's like
is that too low or too high? I have no
it's not even
context here.
close. Yeah,
Okay,
it's supposed to be around at least 2/3 or at least half of the club's revenue. Uh,
but City has
but
no fans.
Well, okay, that's another argument. You have 100 fans, they're still getting jerseys, they're still earning, I don't know, $1,000 each,
Okay,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah. Let's get back on track here.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, for me, I want to make it absolutely clear that health has to come before anything else.
Mhm.
And I also believe that the league has to have a higher precedence than any of the knockout tournaments. Like, I honestly don't think anyone is going to be complaining about the FA Cup not being played out. The Champions League and the Europa League might have a little bit of kickback because some of the smaller teams, especially in the Europa League, they do get a lot of income from that.
Mhm.
But still, that I feel like that's not like a long term thing. So if you don't complete the league, that means you have questions about top four for next season, Europa for next season, relegation, promotion. So it's like a domino effect. Like
Yeah,
you
totally
mess,
agree on that.
No,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
then
you mess a lot of things up.
that's where the difficulty lies too, because the league involves a lot of teams and that means
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
players. But
I
on the
mean,
other
yeah, I
hand,
mean,
the knockout tournaments that we have, they have very less number of games. Like Champions League, I don't know,
Yeah.
we have what, less than 20 games to play now, so they can technically finish that in like a week or so, because it's got
yeah,
what,
Mm,
10 teams to play 20 games.
yeah,
yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Like it should be easier to finish that. Like, but my point being, if you have just say if it gets pushed back all the way to September or something crazy like that, and you just have 2 or 3 weeks in your hand, and you can only choose between playing the league or the knockout tournaments, then I would definitely have them play the league over the
yeah.
knockout tournaments. That's the point I'm trying to make. But uh, so let me actually come back to what I personally think should happen right now. I think they should void the season right now.
Okay. I mean, I can't refute or disagree with that. I
Like,
mean,
I mean, I don't understand. You were just speaking for them to finish the league, and now you're saying that you want to avoid it.
yeah, that's in
yeah,
a perfect world,
because
but this is reality, I guess.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm getting at. So for any of this to happen, so
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I would want all of that to happen, but I don't see this ending before April, right? I'm sorry, May at
Mm-hmm.
least.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't expect uh, like people to be ready to like come out of their houses and go to football matches anytime soon.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's not
And
happening.
like I said, if you're playing uh, the league in 20 different stadiums across Europe, I mean across England, and I'd also assume that the lower tier of the English league also has to become active because uh, they need to finish their promotion. So you have another 20 teams. I think there's more teams in the lower tier, and you have another 30 stadiums that are active, and all the media and all the personnel involved with that. So you're looking at
Half
uh,
of England, basically.
in yeah, you're looking at a fairly large number of people
Yeah,
traveling between stadiums. I don't know how realistic my suggestion about playing everything at the same stadium is. Maybe they could get that to work, but realistically speaking, I don't see it happening.
yeah,
And I feel like if you go too far into the year, you're just gonna like mess next year up. There's like talks about playing
yeah,
all the way uh, till like the very beginning of the next season. So you give players like a couple weeks of rest, no preseason, and go straight into the next season. I think that's super unfair. I feel like so many players are gonna get injured next season because they're gonna be so poor fitness wise.
yeah,
So there's just too many problems here. So I think they should follow what the Belgium league did and just
yeah,
say the season ended now.
yeah,
Who's in the top? Like I think they did. There's no relegation, no promotion, and
yeah,
I think we should do the same thing. And the teams that were in the Champions League last year should stay in the Champions League this year because I don't expect that tournament to be completed either.
yeah,
So you just replay it. So it kind of sucks for us. So for me as a United fan because we're not going to be in the Champions League again. But I think that's the best option here.
No, I think United's going to be in the Champions League, right? Given that,
No, it's going to
yeah.
uh,
be Arsenal.
are
Yeah,
they in
right now,
fifth or
United
what?
sixth
Yeah,
in
we
table.
finished
Yeah.
sixth. No, no, no. I'm
Oh,
talking about last season. I'm saying this season is completely void. So you just pick
Oh,
the
so based
top
on
four from
whatever was
last
last
year.
year's table, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So if last year, if you take out City, Uh, I think Arsenal finished fifth. We finished sixth. So yeah, we're still
Well,
not. We're still gonna be in the Europa League.
Hmm.
yeah, okay.
I don't know, but only time would tell because we've got until June right now. So,
Yeah,
and yeah, I am for closed doors games. So I'm hoping they finish the season in a month in June.
Of course, you're for closed door games. You just want
Yeah,
to win that league.
yeah. I
exactly.
guess it's just a matter of priorities for fans. I mean, honestly, it's at that point right now where,
I don't
I mean,
even care if coronavirus comes back mid June. I just want those two games to be played. That's it.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
See,
that. Look at the standards.
this is why this is Liverpool fans for you.
Oh, please. You
Yeah,
wait
that's
30 years and you tell me.
yeah. I don't
uh,
think that day is coming anytime soon, but whatever.
Mm.
okay, so
Once again, only time would tell.
okay, so think it's time we shifted this topic a bit because I feel like this is going nowhere. Only
Mhm.
we can only know if the situation gets better or worse as time goes on. So
Mhm.
let's talk about the half or like 3/4 of the season that has been played. What are some of the players that stood out for you guys?
Yeah. I'm going to
Oh.
sort of, uh,
Mhm.
Do you want to go by position? Let's go goalkeeper first.
okay. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. I think it has to be obviously Jordan
Allison.
Pickford. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's Allison. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
please.
I mean, I don't think anyone has
Uh,
impacted
Dean
Liverpool's
Henderson, I
success.
would argue.
Okay, that's just because he's a Man United loanee. So no, 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 this is not happening. Uh, well,
How many
I would
clean
actually
sheets have Sheffield had?
okay. Just imagine this: you take out Allison and throw in any keeper, any other keeper. I think the save percentage reduces by 22% or something. That was the data. I think this was sometime in January before he went down, I guess, or right after he went down with that small injury of his. I think he was out for 3 4 weeks in the middle. But
I
I
would
don't think.
honestly. I
Uh,
mean,
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead,
sorry.
Bharat. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I really feel. I mean, I think this season it belongs to Rui Patricio because Allison missed out on a lot of games. He was excellent last season. He was the best keeper. Like, yeah, he was given the Golden Glove too for that. But this season, when it comes to Premier League, I would give it to Rui Patricio because he's been really good too. He's
Interesting
saved
choice.
a lot of penalties. His
Yeah.
save ratio is pretty high, like every
Yeah.
game.
Okay.
So.
I mean,
So
if you're talking
I'm looking at
quantity over
stats here.
quality, Henderson makes a case for himself. I have to, I
Yeah,
guess,
like
go back on my point. But yeah, I mean, I understand why you're suggesting Patricio in the mix, but I totally agree. He has been phenomenal to say the least. I mean,
Mhm.
Wolves have been really really good, with
Yep.
really consistent to say the least. I mean, nobody expected them to. I think they were top four for a long time.
Mhm.
They just dropped out. I think in mid February or I think a little earlier than that,
I don't think they
late
were top
January.
four. I think they were like fifth for a long time
Oh, I thought they
because
were
I
clinging
think
on
the
to fourth.
no
Okay,
no
anyway, yeah.
Chelsea was on fourth throughout the
Okay,
season. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but I mean, Patricio makes a case for himself. Henderson, I don't think anyone else has sort of, you know, uh, portrayed themselves to be one of the best in the business, let alone, I mean, for
So I'm
crying
looking
out
at
loud.
stats here between Patricio and Henderson, and it looks pretty close. So Henderson has like 10 clean sheets compared to Patricio's 8.
Okay,
Uh, Henderson's conceded just 22 goals.
I would
That's
argue,
amazing.
although, that Sheffield has a
And
better
they
defense.
have, yeah, that's kind of true. But like Sheffield, like, aren't they
And
comparable to Wolves? It's not like Wolves have a bad defense.
so
Uh,
I think from a game standpoint, they have two contrasting styles. Sheffield play out from the back. They
Mhm.
control the game a lot more in the midfield. For Wolves, it's all about counterattack, pace on the flanks. Doherty moves up. Adama moves up whenever he's playing. So it's always been that way for Wolves, and I believe Uh, I think Wolves have a really good away record this year. I think it's I mean, obviously Liverpool have the best away record. Discounting the obvious answers here, I think Wolves are like third or fourth best in the league in away goals conceded or something like that. I mean, half of these stats are just off the top of my head because of fantasy Premier League. That's just
Okay.
the way it works nowadays.
Before we talk another 20 minutes on goalkeepers, let's move this on to defense.
Yeah. Defenders, we'll start from the wing backs, I guess. Uh, right
Oh my
back,
god, I've
it's
got
a no
three
contest.
Liverpool players already. So go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
like I'm gonna put in Trent there
Mm-hmm.
because
I think,
I think he's arguably had the best. He's the best player in the league, or
Yup.
yeah,
he's the most important player in the league.
yeah, that's how you phrase it exactly. Okay, I think Trent and Van Dijk picked themselves. There's just no argument there. I think the other, maybe
I would
Robertson
argue
as
for
well.
Wan Bissaka if you want to
Ah,
have defense.
Yeah, if you want to
Trent
have
does not
defense,
know how to defend.
okay,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
he's
put
not
it that
bad
far.
at defending though. Yeah, I mean, he's not.
Yeah,
Come
I wouldn't
on.
put it that far. I wouldn't say. I don't think Trent's a Marcelo. He's pretty okay. So
He's just the
I
best crosser in the league. I mean, he's like the best crosser we've seen in a while in the league.
What? Not just crossing. He's good at free kicks. He's good at. I
Yeah,
mean, he's
that's what
good
I'm
at
saying. Like he's
defending.
good
Yeah.
at.
I think
He's not good at defending.
the
That's a
team's
Liverpool
built
fan talking.
the
No.
team's built for fullbacks to foray forward. So I guess that's one reason why
Oh
Trent's
yeah,
success is prominent. But I mean,
exactly. Like I think outside of Liverpool, I don't know how Trent would do, but he's
yeah,
in the perfect team for his skill set.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. I guess to come back to our topic and discussion on defenders, Maguire has been really impressive. He's sort of taken the bull by the horns. Manchester United captain, pressure on his shoulders. I really
This
wouldn't
guy
blame
should
him
be a
too much.
commentator.
I mean,
Yeah, he's
He's actually not
bull by
done
the horns.
that bad. Okay, come on. Uh, well, okay.
I mean, he's
I
not
was
even proven his worth yet. They paid him 85 million
Oh my
euros.
Yeah,
god.
okay. We're not talking money versus performance here. The inflation rate so much that I would go for 1 million and you would go for maybe I don't know point seven, point eight.
United have to pay like extra for everyone.
Oh,
It's crazy. But no, I feel like he's been really solid for us. At
Yeah,
least we have changed a
explain
lot.
solid to me, please.
I think we have the last 10 games that we played, we
yeah,
had what 2 goals conceded or something like that and 8 clean sheets.
yeah.
So
United were in a rich
uh
vein of form. Yeah, right before
yeah,
the
like
pandemic
I
struck.
feel like defensively, at least
Hmm.
compared to last year, like I'm like super satisfied with our signings, especially Wan Bissaka. I'm really pleased with him. uh, Maguire's been solid. I like what Eric Bailly is doing. So
Mhm.
defense wise, it's been a huge improvement having Maguire in there. But is there any other center back you would put in there? That's the question, right?
Apart from,
Has anyone stood out better than Maguire has?
I think there are a
Hard
couple
to
like
say.
there are.
I think a lot of them have had really good seasons. I wouldn't say no. Definitely. Uh,
Mm.
Someone who comes to, I guess, John Egan from Sheffield has had a really good season.
Mm.
I think in general, Sheffield defense has been really good. So
Mm.
he's
Uh,
been above average. Above his average for that matter. He hasn't disappointed too many
I
people, I
mean,
guess. And
even Leicester's been really good at defending. I forgot the guy's name. The Turkey player Sunucho or someone. He's been
Soyuncu,
really
yeah,
good. Yeah, he's
yeah,
been
but
really.
I think Leicester have had a really bad, phase in the sense that
Oh yeah,
consistency of
they
finishes.
went off the pace like
Yeah,
for a month in
literally.
the middle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a phase of 6 or 7 losses and like I think 2 clean sheets in 12 games or something like that. That was
Yeah.
this was right after Christmas.
Not
when they were
consistent enough.
challenging City for number two in the table. So I think they just fell off a cliff. It was really bad.
Mm.
I think Vardy went into the drought. I think he didn't score for like 8, 9 games after having a magical start to the season.
Yeah, but he's still on top
Yeah,
because he
that's
scored
No, like,
so much. Yeah.
Vardy
yeah,
was
that's how it
injured
is.
too. He came back and he scored two, right? I think
Right, right,
Vardy
yeah,
he
yeah.
still had a really good season. So we're gonna go for the other Liverpool wing back as well.
Yep.
Okay, left back.
Robertson.
Uh okay. Yeah, not
Going
much
to
of
be
a case.
Robertson.
Anybody else? Uh,
Brandon Williams.
no. Okay, you're just throwing in United
That
names.
name, that name doesn't even ring a bell. I mean, like, I don't even know who that player is.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
none of
that's
them
Liverpool
operate.
fans and youth teams. You don't know anyone
Oh
who's
yeah,
in.
yeah. That's why we were discussing about Trent Alexander-Arnold for
Trent,
so long.
I know he's the only guy. He's literally the only guy. Okay.
Okay.
Midfield.
Midfield.
Mm.
I mean, the best midfielder in the league. De
Yeah,
Bruyne picks
Kevin De
himself.
Bruyne. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess
But
okay. First of all, formation's a question. So you're asking us to pick three midfielders here, or what's the deal?
I don't know. Just pick four.
let's yeah,
Four.
let's pick,
Okay.
no, let's pick
Well,
three
okay.
and three forwards.
Yeah, I would probably have three forwards considering the
Okay,
quality
fine.
of goal scorers this year. So
Okay.
yeah, three midfielders. I would say De Bruyne picks himself, and I'm actually going to throw in Ndidi here because he was someone Leicester missed badly. Uh,
Mhm.
I think he has been the best defensive midfielder this year. I mean,
Hmm.
Fabinho has done his part for Liverpool, but I don't think he's been
Oh,
rock solid, yes. But
I
I
would
don't know.
riot if any Liverpool midfielder is on this list.
Yeah, I don't think they
I would
do.
actually put Wijnaldum in it because he's been so silent, but then he's been really important for Liverpool. Like every
Yeah,
game,
because
week in week out.
Yeah.
you
So
guys use
here's the deal.
midfielders as extra layers of defense. That's all
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
use it
So
for.
what would be Wijnaldum's identity in this team? That's my only question here. I mean, would you ask him to play right in front of the centre backs, or would you ask him to forward?
I
I
mean,
don't think he's actually box to box. He just
if
pops
he
up in
is
the right
box
place
to
at the
box.
right
I mean,
time.
you should look at all the games that he's been playing. He is box to box. I mean, he converts most of our counter attacks. Like he's one of the reasons why most of our counter
Yeah,
attacks are good.
exactly.
Like
I mean, that.
yeah,
I mean, it
which
sort of
means he
applies
takes
when
the
you're a
ball
counter-attacking
from
team.
one end and he takes it to the other end, and he's been really important for like important Champions League games. I mean, that's what
See,
he's
that's
been.
how Liverpool are built. That's my point. So you throw. I mean, you place
Yeah, let's talk
Wijnaldum in
about
any other team.
Liverpool in a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's finish up with this team.
Yeah. I mean, I guess mm, for me it would be uh, De Bruyne, Ndidi, and
It's
I could
surprising
actually.
that nobody wants to think about Man City midfielders because that's
Yeah, I think
we did put
City
De Bruyne in
have
there, but
City have had
other
an
than that,
overwhelming situation as far as the wings go, but I don't think anyone's. I mean, if you
stood
don't
out.
pick Salah and Mane at two of the three at front, I mean, you're just not watching football enough. I would say. So it's a no contest as far as left and right wings are concerned this year. Sterling has been.
Wait, you're
Uh,
gonna put them in midfield?
no, no, no. I'm
Is that what you're
saying
saying?
no, no, no.
No,
I'm
he's
saying
already gone
there
to
are
the
two of the
forwarders.
three up
Yo,
front.
what's wrong with you?
No,
He
I'm
still didn't
saying the
finish
two of the three
midfield.
up front. I was pretty clear about this. Yeah, I'm just saying with City, it's been the wingers. So from there, I went into the front three. That's how the conversation shifted.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So midfielders.
I think Joe Moutinho makes a good case, but he would probably do a defensive role. So we pick either Ndidi or Moutinho. I think Moutinho has done really, really well this year. uh,
Oh.
Orchestrating plays from midfield. He literally starts every counter attack for Wolves. Uh, so I would probably throw
What
his name
about
in there.
the
I think we should give some
what
weightage to
about
Jack Grealish.
Grealish?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
about to tell you about Jack
Grealish,
Grealish.
Catwell, all those guys have been really good. Yeah,
What about
Grealish has
Mason
been.
Mount?
Dude, we forgot James Madison. James Madison's been,
Madison. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Okay,
Madison.
been.
yeah.
Mason Mount.
Mount's been good. Yes, Mount's been good.
Or even Bernardo Silva. Even Bernardo Silva is good.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
Uh,
been good in patches.
and
That's
He's not had a
because
good
Pep
season.
Guardiola has been using him in patches.
yeah, that's the thing though. Yeah, he has
It's
two
either
for
him
every
or David
position.
Silva. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So
okay.
probably,
I would definitely put uh, one of Madison or Grealish in there. Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I
totally
think it's going
agreed.
to be Madison because I forgot about Madison when I was talking about Grealish. But yeah, I would give Madison more weightage than Grealish because
Mm.
Yeah,
I think he's
I
got
think
goals and
Madison's a lot more
assists.
complete.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Madison, De Bruyne, and probably the third one would be the
Bruno
Wijnaldum.
defensive
Fernandez.
midfielder. I would be picking Moutinho,
Scott
I guess.
McTominay.
Yeah, okay.
No, Scott
You pick
McTominay,
McTominay.
McTominay
He can pick
was.
Wijnaldum. I'll pick the actual guy who's performing. That's Moutinho. So yeah, there we have it. Three in midfield.
Uh, I would. I just want to see how Bruno Fernandez plays a complete season. He's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been really good to start, but we shall see. I mean, Martial was really good to start, and after that, there's just been too
He
many injuries.
Martial's been. Don't even give me that. Yeah, he's been great every time he's played. So
Yeah, but he's not
uh,
played enough. I mean, that's just
exactly.
not a good
Like
argument to have.
that's just the entire team. I wish
Yeah, yeah, sure. I
we had
mean,
less injuries.
yes. I mean, Bruno has been really good to watch. I think he played what 4 or 5 games now, so it's
I,
just in the league.
I think
So
he's
it's
played
been
like
really.
yeah. Okay. Forwards.
Let's go straight to the strikers because we all know who's the left wing and who the right wing are. So,
Uh,
Yeah, I really cannot
I'm
argue
gonna
for
disagree
anybody
with
else.
that.
oh please.
I totally agree, like 200%. Mane, Salah picked themselves. I mean, it's not even
And
close.
Vardy.
Yeah,
So
Uh,
yeah, that's where the contention
or are you
starts. I
gonna
mean,
go with
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang?
Yep, I would choose Aubameyang because. But then this season, Aubameyang's been playing on right wing mostly, so
Yeah, and
they haven't been
he's
using him.
performed well for a team that's played extremely below par. So
yeah,
that's
He's
good.
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
he's the only one performing for the team.
I
So
want to make a case for Aguero as well. He's been pretty decent. Maybe not by his standards, but
Yeah,
he's been
I
there.
think he's fallen off. I think he's starting to
Well,
show his
his
age.
play time's reduced. He's been playing less. He did have one injury this year, which was I think he didn't play like 5 6 games earlier in the season. So I wouldn't like
Mm.
totally write him off, but I guess the numbers don't stack up really well as opposed
oh,
to the
okay.
previous 2 3 years.
Let's not just look at goals here because there are teams like okay, for
Because
example,
then
I
for
would
Vardy would
example,
actually.
have the equal number as Rashford. So yeah,
what? No, I'm talking about people who carried the whole team. Like
Yeah.
for example,
Okay. I'm gonna
Southampton,
pitch
Danny
in.
Ings.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch in
Danny,
Raul
oh yeah,
Jimenez.
Danny Ings. Wow. Yep.
Yeah,
He's
he's
Raul
had a
Jimenez
been
lot
has
of
been really
weeks.
good as well. I mean,
he's
we've
been
had a lot of
scoring
good
every
strikers.
week. I think
Yeah,
he's one
Ings
of the
has
main
been
reasons.
super
Yeah,
consistent.
exactly. He's one of the reasons why Southampton's not even in the relegation zone now because
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think Jimenez has the same case with Wolves. I mean, he's been
Mm,
majestic. He's been scoring at I think he's the fourth highest league scorer. He pretty much gets, I don't know, 75% of Wolves' goals. He's been
mm.
that prolific up front, and he started
no,
every minute of every game,
Yeah, I
literally.
think
but the thing is, Jimenez
Jota
had
scored a bit too.
yeah
Yeah,
because
no, that's just the
him
last 3 games. Trust me. I think Jota had 6 goals, and 5 of them came in the last
no, they even have
couple of
Okay.
weeks.
another striker. They have this striker called Pedro. Even he's kind of
Yeah,
good.
Pedro
So,
Neto is he just comes off the bench. I mean, Jimenez has been, as I said, I think he scored
He's been
almost
good.
like 50, 60
but
percent of
but
his
they've
goals.
they've actually had good support from midfield. But then when you
Yeah,
take
yeah, they've
Danny
been.
Ings as
Yeah,
yeah,
Mm.
I guess Ings and
Stood out.
Vardy
Yeah.
are probably the same kind in the sense that they play the number 9 really well.
hmm
Mm.
I think uh, Jimenez is a lot about counter-attacking, and Jimenez would probably be in the same uh, same type, I would say, as Aguero. But Ings and Vardy are your actual solo strikers, if I can call them that.
Plus, honestly, yeah, I would call Ings as a poacher because I mean
Yeah,
he wins balls and then he makes sure
Yeah,
he converts them into goals. So
there's
I mean,
very few
it's
people
been
like that.
really
I think.
remarkable
exactly.
Yeah,
the way he has sort of recouped his career after failures at Liverpool. Well, I wouldn't call it a failure. He was just not playing. I mean,
Yeah, I mean
injured
he
and
had
then
he had
sidelined.
ACLs on both legs. So
Yeah, he was just injured, like I don't know, 20 or 24 months, whatever. Yeah, so
yep.
that wasn't working. But
okay.
I think it's been fair enough that yeah,
I
I
would
would
have.
pick uh, my probable three would be Mane, Salah, and Jimenez.
No,
Uh,
Ings. It's
No,
going to be Ings.
I'm gonna go for Ings as well.
Yep.
Maybe Vardy.
An
I would have
honorary
argued.
mention, I would give it to Timu Puki for for starting the
Pookie,
season so good.
Pookie had, yeah, I mean, he had an amazing start, and then Norwich
He
didn't.
did nothing.
Yeah,
No, I would have argued for Rashford if he had played the entire season, but I don't think it's worth arguing at this point. He
Mhm.
just missed too many games there,
yeah.
but
Same
it
with the
was
case
But
of
promising.
if
Kane.
I liked
if you're arguing for
what I saw
Rashford,
from
I,
him.
I would argue for what's his name, Calvert Lewin.
Oh
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
he's been,
the
yeah, even
new kid
he's
on
been
the
yeah,
block.
he's
equally
been
good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Oh my
really
god,
consistent. Yeah, he,
he's such an
yeah. I
annoying
think
player.
Plus, it's good to see a lot of English strikers now because there's Tammy Abraham,
yeah,
there's Calvert Lewin.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
Abraham.
Rashford's got a lot of competition.
yeah. I mean,
No, I don't think
oh,
so.
there's obviously Kane, Rashford. So it's gonna be interesting how England line up
Yeah,
next
given that
week.
given that
Rashford's only
Harry Kane's,
competition
yeah.
is Mason Greenwood.
Oh God,
You
yeah.
know, you're going to edit your own conversation from this podcast. You're the one who's talking stupid.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Uh, okay. Now I want to kind of talk about the teams that we support.
Mhm.
So we'll do Liverpool and United. Uh, Subu, you can talk about Real Madrid if you want, but I have
yeah,
no clue about what's going on the La
yeah, yeah.
Liga.
Okay, sure.
So where do you guys want to start?
Okay, let
I
me
think we,
start. I mean, why don't you
yeah,
why don't you go why don't you guys feel that why not just hand the title over to Liverpool? Why are you guys against that? Because 25
Because
points
you
ahead.
haven't won.
yeah. I mean, anything's possible in this league. We have all seen that over the past decade.
So
Aguero
you're
is one thing.
seriously saying that
Let's remind this one day.
Liverpool have a chance of not winning 2 games out of 8.
No, I'm
Yes.
Nah,
saying anything is possible. I'm not saying that I'm going to
It's
win it.
like I'm not saying it's likely, but you have
Yeah,
to agree that there's a probability somewhere.
yeah.
dude.
I thought you went to college for this.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So,
yeah,
But
I
life
just
taught me always go by the instinct. So
okay. Listen, but I'll actually give you a proper argument here. So you're
okay.
saying, evaluate the table as is right now, and hand
Mhm.
over Liverpool the title and decide the top four the same
I mean,
way.
I'm not arguing. Even I want to, like, honestly, I want to win it fair and square. I want them to finish the league. That's why I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
I at
sure.
least want them to play 2 games. But then I'm saying, why can't they? Why isn't this a discussion that just there's people are so against Liverpool winning the title? I'm just bringing that topic and that's it.
See,
Like,
okay,
why can't we?
personally, me, for me, I would,
you
I would
you know
actually
who the
say,
reason is for that? It's you guys. You guys just spoke that much. You
oh,
should have just shut
okay,
up. Like, why did you have to go and call yourself the best Premier League team that has ever existed and all
yeah,
that
that's good.
bullshit?
I mean, we are the most valuable and the best team right now for the past 2 years. Nobody can beat that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you
The
should have stopped
argument
with that.
stops there. Yeah, I mean, you cannot compare across eras. That's just, I don't know. It's unfair on certain level to
Mhm.
both the teams, for that matter. I mean, any team that you take from the 2000s or you know early 2010s as opposed to this Liverpool team, you're gonna have
Mhm.
difference of opinions across fans, obviously. But I mean, uh,
There's no
Arsenal
opinions and facts. Like, we won 3 titles in the same year. That is the definition of the best team in the league.
agreed.
Not not like for you're out of all the tournaments now.
Yeah, I
But
mean they were
okay,
yeah
like
literally they were in discussion for the quadruple or more than that, the sextuple, and then they just
yeah,
fell off
there's
five
like
tournaments. all that's left is the Premier League, which is
Dude,
It's
I don't know.
nobody in
unfortunate.
Liverpool claimed that, man. Like, nobody in Liverpool claimed that. Obviously, the players always want the best out of the team, but
No, I'm
nobody from
saying
Liverpool.
What do you mean? I think Van Dyke spoke about it. Like I
okay.
think he said in an interview that
Let's
he
put
wanted to go
Robertson.
for the Golden
Okay,
Premier League and he wanted to win all the four and all that.
I'm just gonna say
And
one thing. So right after the first leg of the Champions League, after they lost to Atletico Madrid, uh,
oh yeah,
welcome to
Robertson.
Klopp.
Anfield. Welcome to
Yeah,
Anfield
that was
was
stupid,
the
right?
yeah that was I mean it was something else. I mean the
He was
post match
just
interview
asking
with
for it.
Van Dijk and Robertson was
No,
borderline
come on.
arrogant.
Even Klopp did that. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
what I'm
impact
saying.
Anfield creates in you, but still, okay. I mean, I give it.
Yeah, to sort of undermine the fact that no one spoke about it would be a blatant lie. I would actually say Liverpool were living it, and rightfully so. They have been brilliant so far. They had been brilliant back then when they were letting their mouths do the talking as well. But
No, but
uh,
there was a like
unfortunately,
I
things
want to
didn't work
make
out.
this no, I want to make this really clear. Like
Mhm.
uh there was this huge difference between the way Liverpool fans acted right now and the way uh we like when United were really successful. The way I never saw United fans calling themselves the best in the league before we had won the league, right? Like it was like halfway through the season and Liverpool fans wanted to call them the best team that has ever existed. They wanted to say they're gonna win the Golden League and all that. You don't do that before you actually achieve it.
That's
Yeah, you
mainly
can't
because
blame
of the
these
way
things.
Liverpool's been performing. I mean, I'm not sure about Manchester United's, their winning rate or something, because Liverpool's been undefeated for what, for more than a year now. They've been undefeated ever since the start of January in
Yeah, I don't think.
2019.
Yeah, I think that's the longest. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that really spiked every Liverpool fans, intentions, and that's probably the main reason why they boosted so much. But I mean, I would give it to them again. Nobody's had such a successful run in a long time now, given how crazy busy the players are right now and how many games each.
Mm.
Plus, to be honest, Liverpool, they don't have a huge squad depth like how Man City does. We've been playing the same 11 for like
Yeah, nobody
every
does.
game possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because you've been super lucky, right, with injuries.
uh, uh,
No, I guess Man
how
City
do
have
you
been
call
super
it?
rich.
Exactly. We've been lucky that we've been having good physios, good coaching staff who've been,
Yeah,
who's been training us properly in a way that people don't get injured. Like we've
Mm.
gotten a coach exclusively for just our throw-ins. So
Mm.
so
yeah.
that's something that I really appreciate what Liverpool did, and that's one of the main reasons why we've been
I
successful
think
so
that's
far.
all on Klopp. Yeah, it's all on Klopp.
It's all on club. Yeah,
Yeah.
I give it to him. The man is a god. Okay. He saved Liverpool from everything that was possible over the past few years. Like
So,
I actually agree with that. The fact that Klopp's genius. I mean, he's been uh, carving a niche for himself everywhere he goes. Pretty much. I mean,
Mhm.
he defeated Guardiola in his prime at Bayern. He's defeating Guardiola in his prime at City with a better squad, I guess,
Mhm.
than Bayern, obviously. And he's
Guardiola's
been,
not at his prime anymore, dude.
yeah, I would
We defeated
disagree.
him twice or
Uh,
thrice.
no.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
twice in the Etihad.
I mean, he's been vocal about the fact that he was successful in Barcelona thanks to a good team, and
Hmm.
I mean, I'm agreeing with that 200%. But I'm just saying, I would probably put Guardiola in top three coaches right now.
I wouldn't. I
Currently
mean,
he would
how
probably
are
be.
they calling him a genius in the first place? I mean, he agreed that he had a good team in Barcelona, and he hasn't won the Champions League ever since he left Barcelona. So how can
Look,
you even
okay. All I'm
put him
trying to
in
say is
contention?
to win the league back to back is no joke.
He did, yeah, he did win the league, yeah, twice in a row.
And with one
It's pretty
season
big.
without De Bruyne, it's not easy. I mean, to have your best player out for one season and win the league is not easy.
Dude,
And he
he's
has
got the
done good
squad
things with
depth.
yeah, he's done good things with certain players, right? Like
Yeah, I mean
Sterling,
Sterling, Bernardo Silva, so many people.
yeah,
Honestly,
even
that
Mahrez is playing
yeah,
really well.
yeah. I mean, so I won't
And
undermine what Guardiola has done, but at the same time, I obviously believe he needs his players. He's that kind of a manager. He needs his players, just like Mourinho to an extent. But Klopp's
Oh
that
my
kind
God.
wherein, uh, I mean, I do draw parallels because Mourinho needs his players to win championships. That's the only point I'm making. I'm not bringing Mourinho into the discussion of top three, top five, whatever. He's extinct. Okay, I agree.
Yeah, Mourinho's done.
Moving on, moving on. So I'm saying Klopp's that kind of a manager where
No,
he
but
depths
then
the system more
Mourinho's
than
got
the
the
players.
balls. He had the balls to join Tottenham. Like,
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Look, by sheer will, I think he's capable of producing a trophy at Tottenham. I'm not saying it's the Premier League or the Champions League. I'm just saying it's a
No.
trophy. It could be the FA Cup as well. So I'm just saying, keep it out there. Uh, First episode of the pod. I'm just stating this. 2 years down the line, if we continue to
Mourinho's
have
gonna
these
win.
discussions, yeah, something, please.
he
I've been
for
a big Mourinho
Tottenham,
fan since his Inter days, so
He's
I
gonna
just
win a
can't let it
title
go.
with Tottenham.
dude, he's gonna get
I don't know.
sacked next year. I'm positive about that.
Whoa. What happened to your
That's
mic?
just a lot of noise.
Who's mic? My mic?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I just put my laptop on charge. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
Hold
better
on.
now.
Is it better now? Because it's still
Yeah.
on charge. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So we like completely went away from Liverpool there. Uh, so
Yeah, the
here's a
question
claim
was,
that's
yeah, okay.
gonna annoy Bharat a lot. I made the same claim last year, and I got absolutely destroyed for it. But I'm gonna make it again. I don't think you're gonna able to repeat what you're doing this year, next year.
Okay, we'll see that. Only
Yeah, I
time would
think
tell.
they're gonna be one of the top two teams. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna dominate like this year because people are gonna sort of work out the game plan and all that. There's gonna be a lot more analysis, the obvious research that goes in to defeat the champion or the almost
Look,
champion
I'll be
every
honest.
Okay.
year.
This
Whoa,
year,
whoa, whoa. No, no,
Liverpool.
no, no. Stop talking,
Why?
because
Yeah,
your
there's
mic is gone
interference.
again.
Yeah,
Oh
there's too
wait,
much interference. Yeah,
how about now?
yeah, now it's better.
Okay, let me be honest. Okay, Liverpool didn't even have the best squad this year, and they've pulled such a great season so far because they were without Naby Keita for like 3 or 4 months. They were without
Uh-huh.
Oxlade Chamberlain for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's
Fabinho was
like
out for 3 months. So no,
exactly. See, you just said three central midfield players, right? None of
Yeah,
whom were essential for Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. You
Fair enough.
you you guys could play without a midfield. Now that's being too
that's what
harsh,
I'm
but
saying is impossible. Yeah,
uh,
exactly. Dude, that's our dark. There are dark horses. Okay, I mean they're really important to us behind closed doors. Like I don't know. I don't know how you guys are missing that. The importance that they're bringing to the team. Like Fabinho, this goal he scored from Man City. Like people see that, but he's been really good at defending too.
okay, like can you explain? Okay, I think we might have really different opinions on this, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna I'm gonna try and explain how Liverpool play, and you
Mm-hmm.
can tell me your opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, um, Liverpool have four really good ball playing defenders. I think
Mm-hmm.
Van Dijk is a huge part of your not just your
Mm-hmm.
defensive game and even your attacking game because he's the one who's uh, uh, playing those long balls out to sometimes Salah and Mane, or
Mm-hmm.
if Trent and Robertson push forward, he's playing those long diagonals to him, and that's where your attack starts because uh, by the time Trent is on the ball, you essentially have like three or four players in the box, uh, ready for what is going to be undoubtedly a really good cross. So I feel like you guys tend to bypass the midfield and you use the midfield purely for pressing because Liverpool, I think, press maybe only next to City. You guys have the most aggressive press,
Mm-hmm.
and most of that comes down to your midfield. Like I feel the job of your midfield is to retrieve the ball and play it to your wing backs where
Exactly,
who
and
create that who create the attacking threat.
Look, when you
I,
actually evaluate a team, it's obviously going. I mean, especially a successful team, you're gonna find that all 11 players contribute. But I would actually
Oh, no, that's
hinge.
not the point. Like
No, no,
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying I
say,
agree with you. What you say? Yeah, I agree
Okay, okay.
mostly
Tell me
with
what a
what Rishi said.
midfielder's role is. Look, pressing
yeah,
is
yeah,
part of every player's role. Like
exactly.
all,
Like
yeah.
I'm saying that you don't. I'm saying anyone could press. That's
Exactly.
basically
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
you don't need a special skill for that. You just have to have like determination, and that's why Jordan Henderson has been really good for you guys. He's not the most skillful player. He's not
Yeah,
the
his
best
greatest
creator.
skill is he's an engine because he keeps
Yeah,
running.
exactly. He's a
Exactly.
grafter for the team, and there's so many players who could do that, right?
Yeah,
No, that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of players who could do that.
in Liverpool, yeah,
Dude.
there's not
And
a lot of players. There's just three or four, but across the
when
league, there are a lot many.
Yeah,
yeah.
like if that is the
Mm,
only requirement for a player, there's a lot of players who can do that.
Look, okay,
we
So that's why I'm
Bharat,
saying,
let me ask you this. I'm not
okay.
undermining what Liverpool midfield is doing right now, but realistically, tell me, across top teams in Europe, how many
Hmm.
players from Liverpool's midfield would play for a Real Madrid, would play for a Man City, would play for a Juventus, or would play for a Bayern Munich or a Borussia Dortmund?
Dude, I'm
uh,
not.
g-
Look, if you seriously look at Wijnaldum's game, his ball control is too good. His
Okay,
footwork
so
is
okay, let's take
tremendous.
Real Madrid for example. Who are you lifting out to accommodate Wijnaldum?
exactly, like in a team like Real Madrid or even Man City, where the midfield is responsible for creation of goals, I don't
Hmm.
think
Yeah,
any of your midfielders is going to fit in there because you
exactly.
guys use your midfield for a totally different purpose. You guys use it for defense and
Yeah,
pressing.
yeah. The
So
Dude,
that's the
it's
point I'm trying
about
to
competition
make.
would also be I guess I would consider a Modric or a Cruz to be
exactly. See that.
way more efficient
Look,
passers than a Wijnaldum or a Fabinho. Way more
look.
Exactly.
efficient.
We don't have to imitate other football clubs. Okay, we have a
No, I'm
separate
just
way.
saying. No,
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
honestly speaking, everyone's got to be complementary to each other. Okay,
Yeah,
and
dude, I'm
yeah,
not
when you
saying
have
that you don't
Mane
okay,
and
need
this
that
Salah,
midfield.
exactly. No, we need that midfield. When look, that midfield is the reason why Salah and Mane are able to score so many with all their good runs.
right. I think this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there is a lot of misconception here. This is not to sort of be derogatory towards
Yeah,
Liverpool's midfield.
I'm
It's just the
saying,
fact that anyone can do what the three people in Liverpool's
yeah,
midfield
like
are doing right
no,
now.
when you brought up that your the main injured players for you were all midfielders. That's why I said you kind of got lucky. So if you had lost either Trent for like 6 months or something
Hmm.
from a long term injury, that would have
Yeah,
hurt
that's,
you way more
yep.
than
No,
losing Alex
we would have had
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
James Milner, the most
I mean,
versatile player ever.
I wouldn't put anything past Milner, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it would have.
that's
He's
what I'm saying.
planning to
You,
play pro kabaddi next year. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying you guys have had you, like I don't want to say luck because I completely agree with you that your physio team has been really good, your fitness
Hmm.
plan has been really good, and you've done a good job of keeping your most important players fit.
Exactly.
Uh,
And
I don't
yeah,
know if you can keep doing that.
right.
underline
Yeah,
that we've just been keeping our most important players fit. So there are players who we didn't play this season yet, and I'm saying next season is going to be equally good. We're going to be because our last season was equally good. We lost it by a single point to Manchester City,
Hmm.
and we had a real good Champions League run as well. So we have a
What
really
real
good
good
team.
you won it.
Exactly. I mean, I'm talking about all our games, how we performed.
Okay,
So
okay.
see,
so
here's
I'm
the deal,
saying
though. I mean,
next season is going to be really good, provided we sign few more players. I'm
yeah,
expecting
that's
Exactly.
Klopp to
that's
Exactly.
sign
when
Timo
you
Werner.
actually face the challenge of accommodating players' egos into the picture. I mean, honestly, Salah, Mane start every game as long as they're fit. Next year, you buy a Werner. What happens? You actually
Yeah.
make Firmino sit and make Werner the number nine, and make Firmino come off the bench. How is that going to look for Firmino? On his profile
Firmino
when he
is
plays?
also really essential for you guys, right?
Yeah,
He
he's exactly doing what Benzema did for the successful Madrid teams 2 3 years
Mm.
ago when Ronaldo was back there. You need one player to sort of take a step back and say the team comes front
dude, like
in front of my personal records and
to be
keep
honest,
taking
at
steps back.
some point you have to get creative and you need to bring in a different kind of players into the game. Because, for example,
No, no,
this
I'm
season
all for bringing players. I'm just saying
Liverpool
that could be
Liverpool was
one challenge
scoring
that they would face. next year.
Liverpool are actually scoring 4 goals a game until December this year, and then ever since December until mid February, they've just been scoring one. They've been winning games 1-0. It's 2-1. It's 3-2. Something like that. So
Liverpool. Mm.
please.
Yeah,
Uh,
yep. I mean, look, but I agree that Liverpool are going to be really good next season. I
mhm.
wouldn't, side with Rishi on this. He believes they're not going to be. I believe they're going to be really good, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure they're going to have complications as far as game time goes, if and when they bring in new players, especially at the
See,
top. You know, that the front three is going to be
W-
shuffled a lot, and
exactly.
uh,
That's how a
What
general
about
audience would make would actually give such comments, because that's where Klopp comes into play. That's where
look,
he's a specialist
all
when
I'm
it comes to
saying is
managing.
they're going to face challenges. I'm
Oh
not
my
saying
God,
they're not
let's
going to be
see.
successful. Yeah.
I feel like Liverpool's gonna have difficulty
Dude,
signing some good players.
Klopp managed a team that had Aubameyang and Lewandowski as strikers, and he made sure to give them like equal number of chances. So
Okay, Aubameyang was playing on the
What are
left.
you
Lewandowski was
talking?
playing as the number nine.
Both of them left. Okay.
no, I'm just saying
What
when
about this
Mhm.
rumor about Mane to Real Madrid?
Yeah, that's
It's
not
not gonna
happening.
happen. Not happening.
Look, they signed Hazard for 100 million. They're sticking by him no matter what. I think
Hmm.
he deserves another
Would
year.
Would you want him, Subu, at Real
Yes,
Madrid?
yes,
Okay.
definitely yes. I mean, Mane is Mane. There's no refuting the fact that he's one of the
I don't think Mane would
top
ever
three
leave
players.
Liverpool for
Yeah,
at
he's
least
not
few
going.
more
I mean,
years. Even
if you want
Salah
him,
might leave, but I'm sure Mane is not going to leave.
Who do
He,
you
yeah.
think
Look,
is more valuable for Liverpool, Salah or Mane?
dude. I
ah,
mean,
the man's
it's
put on the spot.
dude. There's no spot in this. Both of them are equally important. I mean, uh,
You've spoken like a fan. Come on, where's the
dude.
where's the intrigue in this? Just pick a side. Come on.
I'm not going to pick a side. Both of them are important. Simple
Yeah,
as
I'm
that,
picking
dude.
Mane. I'm picking Mane just for the reason that Mane is a little less selfish.
Hmm.
I mean, that's coming from a Ronaldo fan. Like seriously,
Yeah, Ronaldo is not selfish. Ronaldo is not selfish. Sorry, that
dude.
argument
Even
is wrong,
Ronaldo
by the
would
way.
Nice.
disagree to
Yeah,
That
that.
Ronaldo
that
disagrees with
argument
that.
is wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. Ronaldo is not selfish anymore. He's playing as
Oh, come
striker
on.
for fuck's sake. Come on.
Oh wow!
Oh my God,
What
he's
playing as a
swearing on the
striker?
podcast.
See, eventually, it took me
Look,
an hour and a minute when you.
all I'm saying is Ronaldo is a good example of showing that it's good to be selfish. Is all that I'm saying.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Whatever keeps
Salah's
you.
been selfish, I know, but then he's proved his
No,
worth.
I'm saying, look,
I
yeah,
think
he's scoring, yes.
Salah is slightly more skilled than Mane.
No, but honestly, I feel Salah's form's been dipping like every season, because okay, obviously we're expecting too much out of him after
Mane
his
is a
first
lot more
season.
consistent. Salah has bursts where he's uncontrollable. Like he scores like 6 goals in 3 games or 12
Mane
goals
has
in
not
5
been
games.
consistent. He still has the same goals as Rashford, and Rashford hasn't played for 3 months. So
I mean,
I think he has,
Mane's been consistent. I mean, Mane is consistent.
yeah, his numbers may not add up. I mean, I think
Dude, you
he
cannot compare Mane and Rashford for God's sakes. I mean, he
because
made it to the
Rashford's
Ballon
better.
d'Or top three. So I don't think you can't even bring Rashford to the consideration here.
yeah,
But
okay, I agree on that. I mean, Mane is like in a different league. So,
exactly,
but
but
Okay. Okay, I feel like
but he has been consistent.
I'm wasting too much time talking about Liverpool.
Dude,
Okay,
we
let's go to the most successful club in England, United.
I think this is where I end the podcast. It's time to say goodbye.
Okay, what do you guys
uh,
think? I'm not. I think we're in the right trajectory, but I don't see us challenging for the title as soon as next season. But I think we're in the right path.
I would agree. I think okay, Rishi, I'm glad you actually brought this up. I would actually like to discuss, change with you. What do you? I mean, especially when we
Let's
discussed
come to the funny side of the podcast.
when when we discussed about the team of the season, you threw in Henderson's name in there. Do you actually think it's time for
What?
Henderson to
I did not
take a
say
place?
Henderson. Why, what are you talking about? Oh, you're
No,
talking about
I'm
Dean
talking.
Henderson. Okay, okay.
Yeah, get your facts straight. He's your Loney. For fuck's sake. Come on, I'm swearing to second
No,
time.
I would.
So I'm just saying, look, I think it was in 2012 that De Gea took over. So De Gea had a really bad start to his United career, as far as mistakes and all that. He was under
Mm.
severe scrutiny for the first 1 or 2 years. Do you actually believe Henderson can challenge De Gea for a starting spot? I believe
Well,
he can.
I here's my argument for that. I feel like um, Romero is already doing that, right? He's had
Fair enough.
almost zero mistakes in like 2 seasons,
Yeah,
and he's had
and he
so
just
many
played FA
clean
Cup, so
sheets. Yeah, and but yeah, he's played
uh,
Europa also.
yeah, unfortunate.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if competition would help De Gea because he already has that, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe no one in the club thinks that Romero will ever be the first choice. But
Look, that's what I'm
maybe,
hinting at. I mean, Romero is old as well. I mean, Henderson's what, 24, I think, 23, 24.
yeah, is that really an argument for a goalkeeper though?
No, I'm
Uh,
saying, look, I think United have been really lucky in having, a little decade defined by goalkeepers, great goalkeepers, Schmeichel, Van
mm,
der Sar, you know the list.
mm.
So I'm
That's
just
all.
saying, or look, that's enough. That gave you what? I don't know, 15 league
Yeah,
titles or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So all I'm hinting at is maybe uh, if Henderson's going to be a true great, this could very well be a time for his
Mm.
takeover. I'm not saying
Oh yeah,
De Gea's finished,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
no,
all I'm.
like that's the point. So the point I'm trying to make is, so if you wanna argue for Dean Henderson to come back just to improve
Hmm.
De Gea, I don't
Hmm.
think that's gonna work, right? I feel
No, no,
like
no. My point
he's
is,
been
if he can start over De Gea, I mean,
okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah,
I
like
mean,
that's okay. So no, like having Dean Henderson as the long-term replacement, I would
mhm,
definitely encourage that, and
yeah.
uh,
Because
I
I
would
mean,
like to
I
see
don't
how
think
he
he's
does.
staying with United if he's loaned out one more season. Honestly, I think he's proven himself to be good
Oh,
enough to
I,
start for a Premier League team
I mean,
and
don't
for
you
a
I,
think
good Premier League team too.
Sheffield's going to actually
yeah,
buy him next season?
Yes,
no,
that's
that would
the
be
exact
dumb.
argument. Are you risking someone like him leaving the club? Uh, you know, I think he's almost a prodigy, if I can call him that. He's been exceptional for Sheffield.
Mhm.
Come
He
on, we
could
let go
he
of
could turn out to
carriers.
be his upscale could turn out to be far less than what De Gea ever did. Uh, that's always there, but I mean, is that a risk that United are willing to take? That's what I wanted to know. I mean,
No,
personally, I would actually ensure Henderson's back on the bench for United. I would let
Mhm.
Romero go, uh,
Mhm.
just for the reason that he's not got too much of his prime left. On the other hand, I would actually make Henderson challenge De Gea game for game. I mean, if De Gea slips once or twice, that's it for De Gea. That's how I would look at this, and just to ensure a talent like Henderson doesn't go, waste
general audience,
for
I tell
unnoticed.
you.
Like I really feel like Romero, he's not gonna have a hard time finding a league where finding a team where he
Yeah,
can
exactly. I
play
mean, nothing
first
against
choice.
Romero. It's just that
Yeah.
Henderson has a lot more left in him to look forward to in terms of age and involvement in games. So Romero, I mean, he could start for any Premier League team as well. I guess.
Ah,
Mm,
please.
probably not over Allison or
No, I'm not talking
and
about like the
Edison.
top five teams. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
obviously.
some Premier League team.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my case here. I'm just
Mm.
saying. I think De Gea has slipped enough to consider others, especially if they're
Exactly.
performing. And we do have one guy who's performing really well, and he's
Yeah,
been
in all
fairly
of this,
consistent.
I don't want to make it sound like uh, I'm not grateful for De Gea. Like I feel
Oh,
like
everybody is.
yeah,
I mean,
for
he's
two
been
seasons he was
magnificent.
the player of the season for us. So, and he's been
Yeah,
amazing. I don't know why he's making so many mistakes.
yeah,
I don't like, but
That's because Real Madrid betrayed him in the last minute.
yeah. I think
okay.
it's been prevalent for Spain as well. So I mean, he
Oh
missed
yeah,
that one. Yeah,
I don't
in
know.
the World
Yeah, I
Cup.
don't know. I don't know if his mentality is off or like he doesn't have the desire anymore. I don't know what it's about. But yeah, I think it's his mistakes have justified trying someone else.
Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about Ole.
Yeah, he's at the wheel.
So you
yeah.
you
I think
wanted to
Ole's
stay with the
done.
club for a few more years?
No, I want him for a few more decades.
Okay, I'll be glad.
I think he's done justice after having a really inconsistent start. I mean, when he took over in the middle of last year or latter stages of last year, I think he had a really good start there. But I mean, I think the beginning of this season it fell off, and nobody was expecting him to win the league really with this squad,
Yeah,
and
not
especially
even not even the United fans were. I wanna
yeah.
I wanna kind of throw out a really what an abstract question here.
Hmm.
Do you guys think as a manager it's more important to be a really good tactician or a really good man manager? What do you
A
think is more
real good
important?
man manager.
Exactly.
I think it depends. I think it's an. I would say it's a bit of both.
Yeah, it's a
Especially,
bit of
it
both,
depends
but
on what kind of players you have. That's also a big deal. I
no,
mean, you have too many people like I don't know Ibrahimovic in your team. It's definitely man management that's needed. If you have people who are like let's say a Mane, I wouldn't worry too much about man managing people like Mane. I mean, I would
but I can
say
give you good examples. Yeah, it's a bit of both, but then you need to be a man manager. Like the weightage is for being a man manager should be more because
Exactly. I
yeah.
agree.
I can give you good examples. Like take Tuchel who's managing PSG right now.
Yeah,
He's a real good tactician, but he's poor at managing people,
yeah,
and that's why he
Mm,
yeah.
failed both in Dortmund and in PSG.
Yeah,
And
that's
even
a really
Mourinho,
yes. Yeah,
Mourinho's a real good tactician, but like he didn't even consider a few players to even play for his team. Like for example, he destroyed a lot of players' careers, like Casillas.
yeah,
He
I
just
think yeah, Mourinho used to be the best man manager around,
yeah.
and I don't
That
know
was.
what happened to him. Like that's
I think
unbelievable.
ever since his second stint at Chelsea was truncated,
Mm,
uh, I think that's when everything went south for him. That was probably the breaking point.
mm.
Uh, so
Who was
I would
the
still say man management is something that need not necessarily be uh, associated with a coach alone. You could, I mean, looking at how things have developed as far as backroom staff go in various leagues across Europe, you could actually have someone exclusively for man management, and you could have someone exclusively for just the tactical side of things. That could we could see something like that.
what would the manager do then?
in that case,
Just
Lampard's a good
Tactical
example
side of things.
too.
That's what I said. So someone deals entirely with the football side of things. Someone deals entirely with problems and things like confidence levels and
mm,
let's say someone's back from injury and he's having a rough patch to start off with. Those kind of things. That person need not be that proficient in football as a tactician. He
who
could
was
just
the? Do you guys remember who the ex PSG coach was?
Yeah, this guy who was coaching Arsenal, what's his name?
Oh, Sari. I don't know if it was him. I think
Unai Emery.
yeah.
I don't know if it was him, but it was some PSG coach that got sacked who said this. Or was it Juventus? I don't know. Who was the ex Juventus coach?
Allegri,
Allegri.
Massimiliano
Ah,
Allegri.
yes, it was Allegri. He said
He's learning
that
English for 2 years now.
he
What?
said that it's absolute bullshit to to have tactics in a football game. And I think that's the extreme. He basically said football is all
Yeah.
about passion. He said that professional players know what to do, and you need to just give them the confidence and the freedom to express themselves on the pitch,
I
and
think,
I mean, it's
everything will be
Italy.
yeah,
fine.
Italy, I
you
tell
need a
you. I
system
mean,
for sure. You don't need to coach players telling them kick the
Exactly.
ball this way.
Like
Yeah,
I'm saying, that's the exact like super extreme level of it. I
yeah,
wouldn't go
yeah.
that far, but I think he has a point. Like if you if you took like the really successful teams in Europe, like even this Liverpool team, I think most of what Jurgen Klopp does is motivate his players.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
always, they're
Look,
always.
here's the deal, though. My point to refute this is this. Consider Klopp being just a motivator and his system's a default system which was under, I don't know, Hodgson, Dalglish, whoever you want to name, any of the prior Liverpool managers who came so close to winning. Imagine a system where a Trent or a Robertson isn't given as much freedom as they are. That would mean I don't think Liverpool are as successful as they are today.
Mm,
So that's when tactics or a system, forming a system with the players you have, with the staff you have, becomes prominent as a manager's I would say skill over man management. I mean that becomes his primary skill. Man management is something that he can inculcate over a period of time. But
But
if the tactics aren't right, man management won't help. Is my point.
but don't you think like at the Premier League level, do you think someone would make that stupid a mistake? Like if you have a really good wing back, you would use that kind of tactics, right?
No,
I
I
think
can name a lot of managers who failed to do that. Mourinho, number
So,
one. Look,
dude,
he
it's
still
about.
won the league. He still won the league without playing De Bruyne and Salah in that team. He literally closed their chapters in Chelsea blue. But I would still argue that long term Chelsea lost someone truly exceptional. So
Mm,
they have Mourinho to blame, but also their own management to blame because they didn't
mm,
trust the players enough. I mean, if the backroom staff believe, or the owner believes that a player is talented enough, he can call the shots and say, tell the manager, you're not selling this player. Whatever happens, he stays. He has the right to do that. He gives the money to sign players. He has the right to say this player is locked with the team till the end of his contract. If
mhm.
Chelsea board or the management had taken a stand on a De Bruyne or a Salah, Mourinho wouldn't have done what he did. So that's where I'm getting at. So management is something that's it's a trait that can be inculcated, but tactics and forming a system and all that, the technical parts of it, I don't think it's something that's developed once you get into the job. It's something that you have to get the job in the first place.
I mean, right now, I would say there are two ways at looking at how current managers are, working with their teams. One's an understanding approach where they make players understand, or they let players play their own way, and
Mm,
put the team to use based on how they play. And the other one is like how Pep Guardiola does. He demands out of all players.
yeah,
He
Yeah,
wants things to be done
style.
a certain way. Yeah.
but even
Yeah,
Pep
style
is,
becomes important.
yeah, even Pep is like a super motivator, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I saw the show All or Nothing
Yeah, the
on.
documentary.
I don't. I mean, he. I don't know. He's more panicky than the whole team
No, I don't think
when they
he's not
lose.
as voracious as a Klopp, but he does his part wherein he
Mm.
says, "I don't care. It's not about results, but it's about the style of football you play." He
No,
grew up.
that's not it. I don't think so. I really feel Pep's a kind of a manager who really demands out of a player. He expects things to be done in a way that he
Certain
wants
way.
it to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think it to each his own to an extent. I would still say that. I mean, whatever works for that particular individual as a manager.
Hmm.
I mean, if he has a working system, look, Ancelotti. I would give you Ancelotti as a really good example. He has faced success wherever he has been. He's been one of the most criminally underrated managers of all time. He's been long enough in the job. I think he's been managing for like almost a good 20 years now.
Mm.
I think he's been really, really successful. He wasn't treated very well in the places where he was. I mean, Chelsea, he was sacked for no reason. Well, not no reason. I mean, being lack of success in Champions League. So, and Real Madrid was the same thing. He won the league uh, for the first time in I don't know 12 years, something like that, and he was sacked. Yeah, again in favor of Zidane. So there are people who aren't appreciated as much as well, uh,
Mm.
but they're brilliant tacticians. I wouldn't say Ancelotti is not a man manager. I'm just saying
Oh,
his
I think he
tactics.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you have sound tactics, you can sort of stand out everywhere you go. Man management is sort of a cherry on top for me. I would say, at least
Uh,
personally.
I would definitely put it the opposite way. Like
Yep.
for me,
No, I mean, I wouldn't put it the opposite way. The tactics are equally important too, but then yeah, I like I told you,
at
man management
least,
is needs to be weighted
yeah,
more
more.
than
Yeah,
tactics,
it's the
because
same
they're
for me.
managing a team of more than like 11 minds, 16 minds. They've got to manage 16 minds together, and they need
Mhm.
to create an atmosphere where there's no ego.
Yeah, and they
And
want
Yeah, that's true.
they want to create a team, like a mentality where everyone wants to, contribute their best for the
yeah,
team.
exactly, and complement every other player in the team.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
one best example would be Paul Pogba, if you ask me. I mean, he's been really toxic for the past 2 years at
Yeah.
Manchester United,
Yep.
yeah, that's
and
true.
I hope he remains that way.
No, like, yeah, the actual reason that I wanted to get into this is because I think uh, Ole is doing a really good job in that field. Like, I feel like all of the players are really motivated to perform for this club.
Mhm.
He's not like,
Jesse Lingard.
oh yeah, he's not
Tell
he's
me
not
where's the motivation.
he's not open the way Klopp is on the touchline, but
Mhm.
from all the reports and the way the players have shown up to matches, uh, it does look like he does, motivate the players behind the scenes.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm so optimistic about that is that's the same way Sir Alex was. And
Yeah,
even in his book, he talks, like I said, in his book there's like maybe 2 or 3 instances where he talks about tactics. I think he talks about tactics on his in the Barcelona finals that we lost,
Mhm.
and he
Hmm.
talks about tactics in I think it was the FA Cup against Arsenal or something like that. So that's like, in his entire book he just talks about tactics in 2 spots, but he talks about the families of players. He talks about how he got players to play for him. He talks about loyalty. He talks about creating a sense of passion among the team. That's like 80% of his book. So that's where I get the sense that you need to have a team that wants to
You
play
need
for
to have
the.
Alex Ferguson on call all the time.
Exactly, I wouldn't even mind, bro.
It's like that
Okay.
Vasul Raja scene. Har man mein har. But yeah,
Okay.
let's talk about sacking managers now. I really feel bad for Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, seriously, what the heck was Tottenham
Yeah,
actually thinking when they sacked him? Like what was running in the owner's mind? Like seriously.
Think they just got impatient. They wanted to win a trophy, and like whatever Mourinho is, like whatever he does to his team, in the end, he does end up winning some kind of a trophy. Like he, even though United were playing like shit, he did manage to win trophies with us.
yeah. He finished
Mhm.
second with the
Um,
team. I mean, that was, yeah, that was some
yeah.
achievement.
So, eh, yeah. So maybe that's what they were thinking, but I don't know. Like I feel like Mourinho is done.
I think he's still got a trophy left in him. He's not going to win the Premier League again for sure,
Mm.
unless he starts coaching. Okay,
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. They've got
he's
a
not
good team.
coaching
I mean,
Liverpool. He's not coaching United. He's not coaching City. So yeah, he's not winning the Premier League any time.
Oh,
Uh,
you're gonna put United on title contenders? Wow.
well, I mean, I'm saying at least 5 years down the line.
oh
I
my
think it's
god.
going to be 5 years before United challenge again because
But here's
Liverpool
my
and City
biggest
are that
problem,
dominant.
though. Like, although I think that Liverpool are not gonna do well next season, I don't think any other team is gonna challenge Liverpool.
Challenge,
I
yeah,
feel it.
yeah. That's
I feel like it's gonna be the same story as this year.
look. I think with City's ban in question, it would be interesting to see how many players still
Yeah,
stick
no one's
around.
coming there. Yeah, no one's. Yeah, I'd be. Maybe Pep could convince players to stay for him, because he said
Maybe.
No, no,
he's
no.
gonna
Maybe
stay no
Pep's the
matter
first
what.
person to leave.
No, 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 no. He gave an interview saying that he will not leave no matter what.
Yeah,
So
that's
that was surprising. But if he stays and he convinces enough people to stay,
Hmm.
true.
maybe. But I don't know. I don't. I have a. I don't think they'll be able to attract new players though.
Look, I mean, I'm pretty sure the surplus wingers in the team aren't sticking around. Already they're devoid of playing time, and there's no Champions League. So what's the point? I mean, someone like a
Mhm.
Sane, he's leaving for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Uh, Maybe Bernardo Silva sticks with him. Mahrez might think otherwise. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, Sterling. I think he had an interview a week ago or a little more than that.
Yeah.
He hasn't ruled out a Liverpool return, is what he said.
Oh my God.
Uh, that's
Return
fascinating
of
to
the
me.
Snakes.
Yeah, so I mean,
Oh,
you never
talking
know. I
about
mean, you never
City,
know.
what do you guys think about
Mhm.
Sancho? Where do you think he's gonna end up?
Chelsea. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
Of course, you're
yeah.
not gonna say United.
Chelsea's prime.
oh come on,
Yeah,
you.
everyone wants
Even
Sancho.
Sancho doesn't think of United for now. I mean, he's going to
What
definitely
the
go to a
hell are you
Champions
guys
League team.
talking about? What are you like? Are you seeing social media or what?
What's happening in social media?
Fabrizio Romano said that Jadon Sancho is close to doing a United transfer, and
No,
that's
I
the
think he's
one
closer
guy
to
I trust.
Chelsea. No. He is closer to Chelsea than to United.
According to who? According to you?
No, Romano said the same thing. The first report was that he was in for Chelsea, and the United report came after.
So
You
that's the
missed.
latest one, right?
No, my
No.
question is, why would he join United? I mean, no offense, but why would he join United? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
he's
he's 18.
23.
He has a
because
platform for himself, biggest club in the world.
Oh, sorry, he's 18.
because
Okay, I said he was 23. Sorry. Okay.
number
18,
one
19, yeah, not 18,
Okay.
19, yeah.
because it's United, number one, and because he will definitely get to start matches at United.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So he I think it was the same uh, kind
Dude,
of
no,
I,
all I'm saying is Dortmund's in a
look,
better position than United. He gets to start every match already.
look, I would
no,
say
like
the
Dortmund is a
same
selling
argument
club.
applies for Chelsea. The same argument applies for Chelsea.
Yeah, but
Williams out, Pedro's out.
no,
So
but
literally starting Pulisic, Abraham, and Sanchez.
yeah,
That's
but
going
you
to be their
have to
lineup.
agree that uh, United is just a bigger club, and
Champions League,
he's
Champions
also a
League.
Manchester lad.
Nobody's gonna agree to that now. Okay, it's
United are the bigger
it's
club
it.
in terms of
United
fandom,
are just
revenue, and all
our
that.
yeah, United still are one of the biggest
Yeah,
clubs.
I
Like
agree.
you
But I
have to
think
put United, Real Madrid, and Barcelona in a separate
in the
tier
same
compared
bracket.
to
Yeah.
everyone
I
else.
totally agree. I totally
So
agree. But then
and he's
Champions
also a
League takes
Manchester
precedence,
lad,
right?
and he's been in what he. There's a lot more English players in the national team at United, so
Okay, fair
that might
enough.
be something.
One good argument.
Um, and yeah, like he what
Wait. You're saying there's not a lot of English players in Chelsea?
I'm saying English players who play for the national team.
I no, I think Chelsea is stacked up as well with Mount,
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi, and Abraham. I
Those
mean,
guys are
I
not
don't
gonna.
know.
No,
They're
I don't.
not
plus
in the
plus
starting 11, right? Like you have Maguire, Rashford, and Wan Bissaka.
Yeah, I mean, I would still say it's in favor of Chelsea
And
because
I
for
think
the simple reason
plus
that
Chelsea's got this new English left back, right? What's his name?
who? Oh yeah,
Chelsea's got.
this guy, Reece James.
oh yeah,
E-
yeah, Reece James.
Mhm.
Hmm. I
Chelsea
don't
is
know.
in favor because of Champions League and the fact that he starts every game, literally every game. Champions League, League, FA Cup, whatever. They're not extending William. They're not extending Pedro. They've openly proclaimed that. So there's no
Mhm.
way he's not starting. So I would still say Chelsea are favourites. And I mean, United are always in the fray for a big player. That's not even in the question. But
Mhm.
it's about. I guess it would come down to what he wants. I think money won't be the problem as far as I mean, money being the transfer fee won't be the problem. I think it
Mhm.
would be a case of what the player wants over everything else.
What do
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys
just
think?
reading an article where Sancho rejected Chelsea.
Okay, what
Okay,
was
And
so
that?
yeah, that's what
Chelsea
I'm
is
saying.
looking to bring Philip Coutinho now. Wow.
Yeah. Oh God, seriously.
No, like, okay, what do you guys think a United team would look like with Sancho and if Pogba stays? Do you guys think
So
that would be good enough to challenge for next season?
As long as
challenge,
there's
no.
good chemistry between
Top
them,
three,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Look, I
Mm.
think the disparity is too much between Liverpool, City, and the rest of the league. Unless so,
No, it's
Liverpool and
like
City have
I
to.
would just say Liverpool and the rest of the league. City is
Hmm.
beatable.
Yeah, I don't think any teams consistently playing better than City across 38 games. I mean, Liverpool aside, obviously.
Mm.
I don't think that level of, I guess,
Dude, I mean, City's not been consistent this season at all.
Yeah,
They've been
City's
yeah,
been
losing
that's the
ever
poor.
reason
since
why
the
Liverpool
start.
are winning. I don't think City have been the best team they can be, and that's the reason why the Premier League race has been so one-sided. I'm not
Mm.
saying Liverpool won't win if City are playing well. I'm just saying Liverpool have been Liverpool would have won the league anyway, but City have been really shoddy this year. They've been really inconsistent by their own standards,
I
and
think the entire league has been poor. Like I think Liverpool have been the only team that's been really good. Okay,
yeah.
think
I'm
we should
also
start.
seeing that they're planning to start the league in June for sure.
According to
Premier League in advance
who?
talk with government over football return in June.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
we'll talk about
The
this
I think
in June.
government won't help if the cases continue to rise. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a matter of life and death. So I think this is bigger than football and
yeah,
bigger than a
definitely.
single Premier League medal. I know you don't have one in 30 years, but still, it's just a medal. So
They don't have us. Okay, I think we should start wrapping this up. Do you guys have anything else that you want to bring up?
I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We spoke on various topics. We had our differences, obviously, but I think it was a lot of fun. It was a good start, a different start, and it was
Hmm.
nice. I don't think I have anything else to add, though. I think this
Well,
was
let's just do like a 5 minute completely off topic one. What do you guys think about um, the
H1B visa.
what? What the fuck, Bharat?
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay,
What
okay,
do you guys think
continue.
about the diyas and the lights in India last night?
Oh my God. That's a difficult question though. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
what to say. I mean, I don't know what India is doing to
look,
safeguard its citizens from coronavirus, but whatever they're doing is not really working.
look.
Is
I
that
would say
I
this.
feel like like compared to the US, I feel like
Yeah,
India's done better, right?
they're
But
following
these
the.
things, these
Uh,
lighting up diyas,
Oh yeah,
they're
that's stupid. That I
yeah,
agree with.
they're literally provoking citizens to go out on the streets and enjoy more.
Look,
So
here's the deal. As
But
long as
that's
they, take preventive measures for the pandemic as a whole, I don't care what they do. They can, as long as they stay indoors, that's all it matters. I mean, I do understand, because of this, people are, frolicking outside in groups and celebrating as if this is some kind of festival. But they're at least keeping in check, which is a good thing. The lockdown was a really good decision.
yeah.
I believe.
Now, what about the philosophical basis? They're like it's clearly
Yeah,
the
it's
prime
just government.
minister. Yeah, it's clearly the prime minister being extremely what do you call it?
Hindutva.
Yeah, yeah. That's one way to put it. Like he's being superstitious, right? It's nobody.
And he just wants to, I don't know, have his stamp on every damn thing that's happening.
Mm,
Uh, his stamp being his party's
yeah, you
stamp.
you can almost predict it. Like during his next election speech, he can talk about like he can like, call back to
Yeah,
all of this,
yeah,
and that's kind of
obviously.
petty.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
whatever.
No, I think he got a little too excited when the Namaste from India got so famous after the coronavirus started spreading. People started you mean greeting each other
Oh
using
my
that way,
god. Yeah.
and I think that provoked him a lot. And ever since then, he's been more superstitious. He's been asking people to do a lot of things, but yeah, I mean, honestly, that's something that's really not helping India right now. I don't know. A few weeks from now, we should know how the situation really is in India because they don't have a lot of
Oh
uh
yeah, we're so
test-
far back on testing. Have you seen the numbers?
exactly.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about this maybe tomorrow separately.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
But this
Okay,
Let's
my
get.
battery is running low.
Okay, it was good having you guys
Mm-hmm.
on. Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
and start with the edits.
Kai pulla.